I've chosen the large tub. Hey everyone. We are back in this son of a bitch. We are back in the hole. What hole is that? That's right. Rewriting Pathogen the Infected. Now, last time we decided on what the sin system replacement looks like, and also some cool terminology. We're going to be calling it immunity. Basic gameplay concept is, you know, higher immunity, less able to use your powers, but more able to interface with humans peacefully. Lower immunity. It's like the humanity stat in other games. However, I'm going to make it so that being able to get your immunity back up is a very difficult process, because I think that would be an interesting way to interface with that. Now, you may also be wondering, Roger, why are you writing this in Notepad++, you fucking idiot, you dumb moron son of a bitch? That's simple. I don't need rich text. I need normal plain text for my design document. We're in the boring part of this. So I am going to produce a section header. Poor text, yeah. It's also really damn hard to read as a viewer. But that's fine, because you don't need to be able to read it. I do. I also don't know how to increase text size. How do I increase text size, actually? Take it to its big size. Okay, so I can zoom in. That's more legible for you. More importantly, it's more legible for me. Alright. So I've spent the time since the last time I worked on this coming up with new ideas. All right. Yeah, that's just going to be the internal subtitle. We're not going to put that on the actual... Yep, there we go. Let's lay down some ground rules. Let's lay down some like general like goals for this rewrite, because I don't want to be flying by the seat of my pants with the vague idea of just rewrite it without kid stuff. Because as you may remember, last time we went over the original document that I will be rewriting, where for some reason the game designer had included a lot of weird kid stuff and also failed to make it an actual functioning game. So I will endeavor to make this an actual game people would be willing to play. People are probably going to be very annoyed with me for using the updated Chronicles of Darkness rules, and to that I say, you still read it. What, you don't want me to actually use the system that works better? Come on. Big sip of my iced tea. The problem with the old system that the original Splat was using is the simple fact that the quote-unquote sin system for the original release of Chronicles of Darkness was not good. It was not a very applicable system to most of the types of creatures that had to be adapted for the new World of Darkness. So, in the updated ruling, they added the breakpoint system, which is a much more roleplay friendly version that does not simply like denote, hey, you did a bad thing that your character didn't like. No, it's a more like, okay, make a check, you failed, alright, lose one of your special points, here's the mechanic that interacts with your special points. It's not like a cut and dry thing, it's a very specific thing. It's hard for me to describe properly because I'm stupid. I may not have a brain, but I sure have ideas. I'm not fucking with this. I'm swapping. I'm swarping, I'm swapping. Change the playlist, please. Thank you, Chunky. Everyone's favorite stagehand, Chunky. Backed by popular demand. Okay. So, mission statement. I intend to rewrite this splat so as to create both an actual functioning game as well as one free of the kid stuff present in. I don't want word. If I zoom back out, that's not gonna get word wrapped. Yeah, here we go. Gamer check. That's still roughly legible. That is perfect. Okay. The original release. In addition to pursue those goals, I intend on rebalancing this so as to function better off of the updated Chronicles of Darkness rules. There we go. That's 3 goals. One of which dubiously possible. 2 of which very possible. I don't expect anyone to actually play this. When I finish it, I might run it for some homebrew stuff on my own time. Though if it does get out into the wild and people do enjoy it, I'm going to be very happy. I'm going to be very happy. I'm going to smile so big, big, and wide. Hang on, I'm going to distract them. I love getting distracted. Hang on, I know what I'm missing. I forgot to put on some slop and slime in the background. I forgot my sludge! Fuck! They keep recommending me the new episode of Kamen Rider Zest, and it's like... Dog, I don't like Zest anymore. It's not good. It is not good. I don't like it. I have so many issues with the writing on that show. It actively pisses me off. Alright, that's basically the header. Alright, so section Let's start with the beginning. Defining some infection vectors. Actually, I believe we did... Yes, I believe we did decide at some point it was going to be multiple pathogens with a common ancestor. If I didn't, then that's how you're finding out now. So let's get that party started. Let me take a big bite of my ramen. I made some cheese ramen, but I didn't add the cheese sauce because the cheese sauce makes my stomach hurt. Makes my stomach hurt and it saps me of my appetite. Here we go. All right. All right, here we go. Yeah, let's start with the... Shouldn't you do this before the lore? No. I want the game design to work in tandem with the lore, which means I probably have to start from the game design into the lore. I'm guessing usually it works backwards, but that is how you end up with pedomorphosis from the original, and I don't want to fuck with that. I'm going from game design into the lore. How do I want the players to interact with this world I'm building? I want it to connect, like Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles, to create Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Let me sip my big drink. Here we go. This is a design document that's going to be refined later. I can just get my ideas down. I want to say 7 or 8 infection vectors. And then 2 primary systems per. Primary symptoms. Sorry, I misspoke. So it's like 8 infection vectors, 16 primary symptoms, and then 16 more symptoms as secondary symptoms. Hey, I'm getting distracted again. Okay, back into it. I'm probably going to have to wait until after the lore section of the design document is done to start actually writing the main rule book, but that is fine. That is okay. Yohoi. Oreba kaizoku. Kara motomete yuki kara umiye. So, airborne, waterborne, mold, and no, fungal. Yeah. Bloodborne. Bloodborne, parentheses, not the FromSoft game. No, 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 no. I understand you never owned a PS4 in your life, but you have to put down the Bloodborne. We are talking about things that actually transmit by blood. Here we go. So that's a quick 4. Very easy, very simple. Infection vectors, very much based on real. It's got a little wacky. Inherited carrier will replace the infected in the womb infection method prior, where it implied some weird shit involving kids. This is just, oh yeah, your family just naturally carries it. Your family naturally carries this, naturally asymptomatic. You, for some reason, have activated. I believe that angle would create a more intriguing and interesting sort of experience. And it would be sort of like in Vampire the Masquerade, when you make a character who has no sire that they know of. Like, ooh, you're an outcast. Nobody wanted to claim you. Ooh. It's fun. It's interesting. It allows the player to make decisions that would be interesting for the DM to capitalize on. And really, that's what tabletop games are at their bare essentials, you know? You get in there, you make decisions, and your DM can capitalize on them, and it's fun. Alright, here we go. Of course, this also doesn't preclude them from other sorts of, from other types of infection. They can infect others in various ways because they don't have a defined infection method. They can choose how they want to infect others. A parasite, yeah. Alright, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 2 more, and then we can begin writing out, like, ways that mechanically matters. Let me sip me my coffee. I wonder. Number 1 Sentai Gazija. Trying to think of how, other infection methods that may exist. Let's see. Oh fuck! You know what? Bacterial infections. Forgot about that. So airborne, waterborne, fungal, bloodborne. It would be really funny to see people try to merge vampire and this using the Bloodborne sort of infection method. Inherited carrier, parasite, bacterium. That's one more. That's one more. All right. All right, here we go. Direct injection. This is another one I'm adding primarily because it would be an interesting sort of gameplay wrinkle. It's like Inherited Carrier, where you don't have a sort of direct sire, quote unquote. However, you do still have an idea of who did this to you. Think Prototype. You know? Prototype for the PlayStation 3. It's like that. You are Alex Mercer. You are Alex Mercer. They infected you. You have to get revenge. That's 8 infection vectors. We're good to go. Hang on, friend went live. I have someone to raid into when I run out of ideas. Okay. Well, why am I explaining what these mean now? I'm just doing this later. I'm just gonna add sort of flavor notes here, just to make sure it's clear. Here we go. Let me use her legal name. There we go. Yeah. Would be fun to add some flavor by making another player act as the parasite's voice. I think that'd be a fun wrinkle to add. I don't know why I'm describing like twists in gameplay as wrinkles. I just think it's a fun metaphor to use. All right, there we go. There's some visual distinction between. It's fun. It's good. It looks nice. We can refine this later. Hang on, I'm getting I love getting distracted. I love getting distracted live on stream. Oh, apparently they're adding Yujiro Hanma to Tekken. That's cool. I'm still not going to buy your game. You can add the apple fritter, man, all you want. I'm not buying a Tekken game. Come on. I don't like Tekken. That's simply how it is. That is sadly how it is. Most insect-based infections from ticks and mosquitoes and the like qualify as this. Here we go. Bacterium also falls into airborne and waterborne somewhat, so I'm going... wait. I know how to solve this. While congruous with other transmission methods, this I will be adding unique mechanics for how bacteria usually tend to adapt. There we go. There we go. Getting distracted. Hell yeah. Is it really getting distracted if I'm looking off onto the side and I'm still clicking around and doing stuff and still talking? Probably not meaningful distinction there. That's fine. Alright, back into it. Sip me my coffee. Ooh, you know what? Give it this type the dominate will sort of symptom. I'm not fucking with this track anymore. I'm skipping. Here we go. Bites count as waterborne. And then, of course, no special notes for airborne. Everyone knows what fucking airborne means. Everyone knows. In the air. I think people tend to forget that biting is also technically a form of water because the spittle. People love the spittle. Hang on, I'm doubling up on brain destruction. We got my friend Fafnir, and then we also got Brent Daniel. Here we go, back into it. Well, let me throw this in there, yeah. Let me show people. Here we go. Here we go. All right, back into him. Yummy. Oh fuck! This reminds me. I gotta get back to watching Hunter x Hunter. This isn't a Hunter x Hunter opening, but it sounds like one. Doesn't it? Go sip on my coffee. All right. All right, here we go. All right, so for airborne, I want the primary symptoms to have defining characteristics for each type of infection. So when you think of an airborne disease, you think something like the flu or a cold, right? You're going to be coughing. You're going to be hacking up phlegm. Although I think I might give phlegm to the phlegm and other such slimy affairs to the waterborne. Hang on, I'm getting distracted. Back into him. Okay. All right, here we go. All right, yeah. So trying to come up with something. Fuck it. Giving them direct control over the air. No. That would be fun, but that's more of a, like, mage thing, I think. Just being able to control the wind. No. I want this to be a bit more personal. I want people to fuck up their entire body. I think it would be fun. I think it would be fun to give people, like, stuff they need to fuck their body up to use. Here we go. I'm going to give them one negative symptom and then one positive symptom so that they, you know, have weaknesses and such. Oh, by the way, there we go. We mark this done. We move primary symptoms up. to be needs to be managed using cough medicine and or inhalants. There we go. And their superpower. Here we go. I think leading with the sort of the sort of obvious, hey, here's how you can tell what type of pathogen they're infected with. I think that would be fun. I think that would be interesting. I think that gives people something they have to build around. Having both primary symptoms be negative or both primary symptoms be positive would be, how you say, disinteresting. Uninteresting. That's the proper nomenclature. Okay. My eyes are so fucking itchy right now. I don't know why. I think I want to classify airborne as... What do I want to classify airborne viral carriers as? What do I want to classify the airborne pathogen as? I'm thinking. Whoa. It's happening. It's coming to me. It's happening. Oh! It's not happening. I'm a dumb motherfucker right now. I'm a simple baby. Let's see. Advanced airflow detection? No. No. Let's give them... No, I want to give enhanced perception to the bloodborne illnesses. Because it would be funny to imply that they're becoming ever so slightly more insect because they have the sickness from the bug. Superior specialization. Flat buff to one of the infected's skills with each immunity level loss, improving that skill further. This will allow airborne illnesses to enjoy the benefits of their sort of subclass without without feeling like they have nothing. Like, I kind of want airborne illnesses to sort of be the blank slate bread and butter, basically. You have to deal with coughing all the time. However, you can manage it, and your skill, while useful, may not be as useful as other skills. It's like playing a normal guy, basically, right? All right, so we go on to Waterborne. Phlegm. Nose always stuffy. Throat choked up with phlegm. Here we go. Your spittle can cause infections in others, and you may have to cough. Yeah. There we go. I don't want them to blend in perfectly at all times. I want the infected to have at least one very visible symptom. One very visible, but also kind of common symptom. All right, here we go. Secondary, primary symptom. Secondary, primary. Alright, here we go. Scratching the back of my head. Ooh, ah. So I think for Waterborne, I will... Let's see... Oh, my eye. Oh, my eye. Fuck. Here we go. Managed by spitting up. I want to sort of force the players to play with their negative symptoms. I want them to occasionally have to go and pick up medications to help manage their symptoms, and also punish them occasionally for not doing so. Like, if you have too much phlegm and it just comes pouring out of your throat, that's a guaranteed infection on someone else. And also, you lose immunity. Now keep in mind, immunity up for good, down for bad. Alright. Waterborne. Big bite of my ramen. Okay, here we go. Close my eyes. Think 'em. I put out a gamer check to see if there's any plans for next week. No word back yet. I will see. People have time to answer at their own leisure. I'm not going to rush people. The worst thing you can do, especially with collaborators, try to rush them, try to force them. Don't do that. Don't do that. People don't like that. Hang on, I need to make a post that's going to piss people off. Apple Fritter Guy has a name? That's going to make so many people mad. It's going to be very funny. Let me sip me my coffee. Fucking Brain Blast! You know what ability is often attributed to being bitten, to biting people? Zombification. Here we go. Here we go. The infected will if their immunity is too high, will not be infected by the... It will not be infected in the standard way and will instead become zombie or ghoul type thralls to the infected. There we go, baby! Fungal. Fungal infection. Yep, here we go. I like the idea of having two different, very different types of person control. Where one will turn them in, where one can turn people into mindless zombies, but the other will be able to sort of more easily convince them. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, you know what? You know what? Alright, yeah, here we go. Can be managed with bandages and other coverings. Alright, here we go. Spores of influence. Yeah, yeah. To lubricate social situations. Works more effectively on other fungal type infections. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. I'm understanding. So next is Bloodborne. I'm gonna give the yeah. I'm gonna give. I'm going to give the no, not the fungal, the bloodborne infections a sort of a fever. They're going to get the fever. All right, yeah, here we go. Here we are. Fever. -6 Celsius. Well, your touch doesn't infect others. It does reveal how ill you are. Remedied by taking cold medicine and drinking water. Here we go. You know what? Fuck it. I'm getting evil. I'm throwing in some bug. With each level drop, you gain an additional insectoid feature. Is permanent. Yeah, let's get stupid. The metamorphosis. You get bit by a bug, and now you're going to become one. What are they gonna do? Stop you from becoming a bug? I think this would be a fun idea to play around with. There we go. Next is Inherited Carrier. Let's see. Dulled senses. Ooh, ah. Take disadvantages on to investigate or perceive. Due to your situation as... Hang on. An inheritor of a unspecified infection type, you may copy a symptom from another infection type. There we go. Here we go. Inherited carrier, parasite. Another player is assigned as the will of your parasite. You will have to argue with them whenever they want to implant a parasite in another person. You will have to negotiate whenever you want to do actions aided by the parasite, including infection. This would be like making another person at the table the patron for your warlock. And I think that would be funny. I think that would be hilarious. Having a codified, hey, you better make friends with your parasite. I think this would be a fun idea. I'm putting it in there. 2. This increases the chance of mutation as well as allows your parasite to do things you may not approve of. I think giving Parasite the most annoying potential, the potential to be the most annoying and dogshit subclass is genius, if only because, now stay with me, it creates friction and allows you to do more. Having a character you have to play co-op with someone is very funny to me, so I'm adding it. It would be super funny to me if I offered the players the ability to play co-op and people actually decide to do it. Of course, increasing the chance of a mutation just means that occasionally they might, you know, gain a new power, lose a power, something like that. Here we go. Let me just add a wrinkle to the asymptomatic carrier, the inherited carrier, which is that the primary symptom they have to the primary symptom they copy from another infection type has to sort of be able to infect others. Because if the asymptomatic carrier, the inherited carrier as they're more properly called, cannot infect others, that is a risk they do not have to take. And I want them to have to take that risk. There we go. I just like the idea of giving people the opportunity to opt to play co-op with a character. It would be super fucking funny. Alright, what's the next one? Bacterium, Life is showtime. I just think it'd be super, super funny. Now, I realize that Inherited Carrier will be able to copy the in tandem part of Parasite, in which case I will be the Parasite. I will be the Parasite, and they will have to deal with that. They will have to deal with DM Evil. DM Evil is always a funny excuse to do things. Bacterium. All right. All right, here we go. Ugh. It's instability. Air, water, touch. Your infection can transmit itself through anything because of its instability. Must be managed by washing hands regularly and wearing gloves. Regularly wearing gloves or using antibacterial cream. Now, I haven't codified exactly what I mean by mutation yet. I'm going to have to do that soon. Probably in the primary gameplay design, segment. I just want to get things sort of laid out, the groundwork sort of laid out before I really get into, doing nonsense with them. Unstoppable, unstable, yeah. Twice per session. Wants to gain a new symptom. A new secondary symptom. Wants to lose one. With each immunity level loss, you can choose to keep a symptom permanently. Here we go. There we go. I like the idea of making the bacterium a sort of wild, unstable force, because it will allow people to try things a lot. It will encourage people to it will allow people to have a very dynamic sort of build, with the only downside being, hey, you have to take off one of your symptoms now. Finally, here we go. Yeah. Unique encounters. Here we go. On the run, yeah, here we go. Here we go, here we go. And then we're going to be done the primaries and the infection vectors. I already gave what I was going to give direct injection to inherited carrier, so I'm going to change what I'm giving direct injection. You can absorb other pathogen types to gain new secondary symptoms in exclusive to this type. However, you are not able to. However, you cannot infect others and must uninfected. You must regularly kill uninfected subjects to maintain human form. There we go. That's a lot. I did a lot today. Ooh, ah. Ooh, ah. I think making the Alex Mercer type someone who cannot actually infect others and is capable of ingesting other pathogens is a fun gameplay wrinkle that will allow them to play a sort of different lone wolf type. Here we go. Let me sip my coffee. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Rename. Let me save this. All right. Save as. There we go. So, we can mark some things down. Primary symptoms, done. There we go. We're almost done the pathogen type steps. We're almost done! Yippee! Yay! And. While it's not concrete, while it's not finished yet, so far, we have largely removed child involvement. The main child-based infection type, gone. The main child-based symptoms, gone. Now we're talking. Ah. All right, there we go. That's another one we're finished. We actually did decide, like, stuff for each of these that makes sense. I'm glad. I'm happy. Let's take a screenshot. I'm kind of tired. I'm kind of worn out. I'm losing focus very quickly. Let's raid into Fafnir. I'm gonna beam you into one of my best friends. Where's that motherfucker? Here we go. Start that raid. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night.